The images you're currently seeing on the screen, every single one of them was created using a completely free AI tool. Now let's talk about the videos. You might be expecting me to say something like, well, for this level of animation, you'll need a premium subscription, or you'll have to pay for an expensive AI software to get results like this. But no, not this time. You can do everything you're about to see, from script writing to image generation, animation, voiceovers, and even editing using tools that are 100% free. This isn't clickbait. This isn't one of those free trial but not really free setups. I've tested each one of these tools myself, and they worked. That's why I'm sharing them with you now. In fact, I'm not just showing you one method. I'm going to reveal 2 different ways to generate voiceovers completely free. Yes, 2. And they cost nothing. I've always been someone who experiments with new tools and pushes their limits. And when I find something that truly works, I believe it's worth sharing, not hoarding. So let's start where every good story begins, the script. Because no matter how stunning your visuals are, without a strong story, they won't move your audience. For this step, we'll be using ChatGPT. I came across a video online that had a particular scene I really loved. I took a screenshot of that video and uploaded the image into ChatGPT. Then I gave it a very specific prompt. I said, using the image, I want you to describe Mary, the female character, and John, the male character. Generate their descriptions separately. Then, using each of those descriptions, create a Pixar 3D image prompt for each character. The results were incredible. ChatGPT didn't just describe the characters, it gave me detailed, personality-rich descriptions for both Mary and John. And then, based on those descriptions, it generated Pixar-style 3D prompts I could use for image creation. So now, with fully fleshed out characters and rich visual prompts in hand, I was ready to bring the story to life through image generation, all with a free tool. And believe me, the next step, it gets even better. Let's dive in. But before we continue, take a look at this video I generated using these AI tools.
The elevator escape. John and Mary had never spoken until that evening. They were neighbors who always exchanged polite smiles in the hallway until the power went out. Trapped together in a sleek, glass-walled elevator between floors, Mary chuckled nervously. "Well, this is awkward," she said, tucking a strand of hair behind her ear. John grinned, leaning against the wall. Or the perfect chance to finally talk. As the hours stretched, they shared stories, jokes, and childhood dreams. John revealed his love for escape rooms. Mary admitted she always wanted to be a detective. Boredom turned to laughter, and anxiety turned to thrill when they decided to escape the elevator.
A spark could start this way, a heartbeat born in disarray. In the still and quiet silver space, I finally saw your face.
Before we move forward, let's take a moment to generate the image prompts needed for our video creation. We'll continue right from where we left off. Earlier, I used ChatGPT to generate detailed character descriptions for John and Mary, which also included Pixar-style 3D prompts based on those descriptions. With those prompts and character references ready, we're now in a perfect position to start building the visual aspect of our story. But of course, before images come the words, the story itself. So I asked ChatGPT to generate a short adventure story about John and Mary, limited to around 200 words. It delivered a beautiful little narrative titled The Elevator Escape. It was simple, exciting, and just right for animation. Once the story was ready, I needed prompts to visually represent each scene. So I told ChatGPT that I would be sending a few short scene descriptions and that I needed it to generate prompts describing the characters' actions, expressions, and the background for each. I asked, "Are you ready?" And ChatGPT confirmed it was good to go. Then I typed in the first instruction. Generate the scene of Mary and John talking to each other. They are neighbors. Generate 2 prompt versions of this. Now, for those of you following along and wanting to replicate this process, I've compiled everything, every prompt, every description, and the entire story into a single Google document. You can easily access it by joining our Telegram group. The link is right there in the video description. That document will guide you through the exact steps I followed to create this project from scratch. Feel free to use the prompts exactly as they are, or tweak them to suit your unique vision. That's the power of AI. It helps you build a strong foundation, but the creativity is still yours to shape. So that's how I generated the visual prompts based on the story. And now, it's time to move on to the next exciting step, image generation. Let's dive in. Inside the Google document, which you'll be able to download from our Telegram group, you'll find the character prompts for both John and Mary. These are the original prompts generated directly from ChatGPT. Now, while these prompts are great, they do need a little refining. So what I did was remove the unnecessary parts from the original prompts, tweak the structure slightly, and clean it up to make it more effective for image generation. The edited prompts are also included in the same Google document. Once you download it from the Telegram group, you'll have access to everything, both the cleaned up character prompts and the entire story prompts. This document will be your blueprint as you begin your own animation project. So I highly recommend grabbing that file and using it as a guide. Now that we have our character prompts ready, just as we saw them here in ChatGPT, the next step is to convert those text prompts into images. As I demonstrated in our previous class, we'll be using Whisk AI 2 for this process. It's genuinely amazing what this AI tool can do. And in my upcoming course, which I strongly encourage you to enroll in, I'll be breaking everything down, step by step, so you can fully master the process of creating animated videos. Honestly, this will be one of the best courses you'll find on the subject, because I won't just show you how to create Bible story animations. I'll also show you how to produce full animation movies and even generate educational songs for children. I understand that most AI tools are paid, so in the course, I'll make sure to help you reduce the financial burden by also showing you free and creative alternatives. But back to the task at hand. As you can see, I've already generated the images using the prompts we cleaned up in ChatGPT. Just take a moment to look at the image results. They are visually stunning. This is truly one of the best text-to-image tools out there. Now you might be wondering how I managed to generate such detailed and consistent images. It's simple. Earlier, I explained how I derived these prompts. If you look closely at the text box inside the image generator, you'll see I pasted the edited prompts for John and Mary, along with a description of what they're doing in the scene. This method helps to maintain consistency in the character's appearance across all your scenes. Now that we've successfully generated our images, the next logical step is animation. Fortunately, Whisk AI also offers an animation feature. Here's how it works. In the top left corner of the tool interface, you'll see an animate button. Simply click that option, and your selected image will open up for animation. A text box will appear, allowing you to type in what you want the character to do. For example, I typed in a specific action, then hit the enter button. However, if you've already used up your free credits for the day, the tool will prompt you to upgrade. If you want to create more videos using Whisk AI for free, you can go ahead to upgrade, and when you do, you will be given a free 1-month plan. You can always unsubscribe before the time expires. Take a look at the video clip we just generated. You'll see the character talking, gesturing, and even holding her ears. All of that came from the prompt we gave it. And that's the beauty of Whisk AI. It lets you animate your static images with just a few words. So guys, it's time to move on to the next step, which is the voiceover generation. As I mentioned earlier, I'm going to show you 2 ways to generate voiceovers completely free. Let's begin with the first method using Google Cloud Skill Boost. Start by typing Google Cloud Skill Boost into your browser's search bar. Click on the first link that appears in the search results. Once the page loads, click on the text box, and there you'll find an option labeled Generative AI. Click on it. From the list that appears, select Generative AI with Vertex AI Prompt Design. At this point, you'll need to sign in using your Google account. Once signed in, click Continue. You'll be prompted to input your date of birth, complete a quick verification test, and then click the Accept button. This will take you to a new page. Click Start Lab, and when prompted, open the lab in a new browser tab. Read the terms of service, click I understand, and continue. After the setup loads, click Agree, and then Agree and Continue. On the left-hand side of your dashboard, you'll see an option called Vertex AI. Hover over it, and a menu will pop up. From that menu, click on Media Studio, and a new page will open. Now, click on the second option listed, which says Audio, Generate Voice. This will bring up the text-to-speech page where you can choose from a variety of languages and voice options. To generate your voiceover, simply type your text into the input box, and then click the Generate button. You can experiment with this at your own pace. Once the voiceover is generated, you can save the audio file and use it in your project. However, for the purpose of this video, I used a second method that's even more user-friendly, and that's Google AI Studio. To access it, just type Google AI Studio into your browser. From the search results, click on the first link, which will direct you to the official Google AI Studio page. Once there, look for Generative Speech AI and click on it. On the left-hand side, you'll see an option called Single Speaker Audio. Click on that, and it will take you to the voice generation page. All you need to do here is enter your script or text into the input box and then click the Run button. That's it. In just a few seconds, your voiceover will be ready for download. Let's play the one I generated earlier, so you can hear the result.
John grinned, leaning against the wall. Or the perfect chance to finally talk. As the hours stretched, they shared stories, jokes, and childhood dreams.
As you can hear, the voiceover sounds clear, professional, and very natural. And yes, this was generated completely for free. I encourage you to give it a try and see how well it works for your own storytelling and animation projects. Alright, so let's move on to the final step in the process, editing the videos. Now I know many of you have been following my previous tutorials on video editing, so this part might not be entirely new to you. That's why I'll keep it simple by listing the tools I used and walking you through some of the key features in CapCut that made this video possible. If you take a look at the video we created, you'll notice it's a combination of images and video clips. I blended both formats into one seamless story. Now, let me explain exactly how I did that. For the images, I added slight animations to bring them to life and make them feel more dynamic. This helped transform what could have been static scenes into something visually engaging. Next, I added text captions to support the narration and guide the viewer through the story. To do this in CapCut, all you need to do is go to the Text tab, then click on Auto Captions, or use the text caption option at the top to add your caption. You'll see all of that clearly labeled in the CapCut editor. Now let's talk about transitions. Smooth transitions are key to making your story feel polished. In CapCut, just head over to the Transitions section. Some of the effects I personally love using include Mix from the Layer category and the Blink transition under Basic, both of which helped give our visuals a professional flow. As for background music, you can use Suno AI or any other free AI music generator of your choice. There are plenty of great options out there, so feel free to experiment and find a sound that matches the tone of your story. If you'd like a more detailed breakdown of my editing workflow, don't worry, I've got you covered. Just check out some of my other videos where I go through the entire step-by-step editing process. Also, if you're interested in more behind-the-scenes tips, tools, and exclusive content, feel free to join my community. You'll find access to resources and videos I've shared so far. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.